So it's about 7. I've been out since 6 something, taking a brisk little walk, and I was just thinking that people who think they have to do some crazy exercise to be active or to be in shape is ridiculous. Since the quarantine, I pretty much didn't do much. The only thing I've been doing is eating right. Um, at the beginning of the quarantine, I did do some home weightlifting, and I believe I went for bike ride maybe twice. That was before they closed the park, and that was like 2.5 months ago. And since then got a little bit more serious. They closed the parks. They did a lot of other things to prevent, people being in contact with each other. So I pretty much stayed home and didn't really do much, with the exception. Let me show you my view instead of looking at my face. But yeah, with the exception of controlling my food, what I eat, and how much I eat, and occasionally I will eat little junk food here and there. But the point is, as I'm walking here, those 2 other days that I've walked, my legs were in pain. Last night, my leg was so sore, I had to take my IQ relief thing. It's like a small little thing that, I guess, electricity to stimulate the muscles. So I had to put it on my leg to stimulate my muscles and my soreness. So it was just basic walking like I'm doing right now, nothing major, and I was sore. That's because I didn't walk or do a lot of movement, lower body movement, for like 2.5 months. So that took a toll on my leg, just doing basic walk. So that goes to show you that you really don't need to do major exercise to be in shape, but it depends on where you are at, your base level of fitness. So after the 2.5 months being in quarantine, not doing much, just staying in the house, didn't really go out. My husband did all the shopping and things like that. Anything that needs to be done outside, my husband did them. So I didn't really have to go out to do a lot of other things. So my body was pretty much idle, wasn't doing anything, with the exception, I do stuff around the house, help the kids with their schoolwork, do other things. But the physical activities that I normally do was non-existent. So my body become, I don't know, pretty much idle. It wasn't doing much. So my base level was reduced to almost nothing. And when I decided to start walking again, go out, and it took a toll. And thank God I didn't do anything major or run or anything like that. So took it very easy. And so I'm gonna try to put myself on a plan, and I'm not gonna exaggerate it or try to document it. Maybe I could, but I don't want to put too much pressure on myself because I want to ease myself into it. So far as the walking, I'm gonna try to do every other day, and days that I don't walk, I'll do some weight training at home and see what happens. Depending on how the weather is, I can always alternate it. If it rains, I'll stay home, do some weightlifting, and when it doesn't rain, I'll come out and walk. And I already spotted several trees to put my TRX if I decided to come. I wanted strong trees to be able to hold the TRX, and they have pretty much blocked all the equipment, the exercise equipment. They tape them. As you can, there's one over there for lower body, abs, and stuff like that. They tape them. They don't want people to touch them. So what I've done is spotted several trees. One of them is right here, the tree right here, and one was back there. and there's another one further up behind Statue of Liberty. So I already spotted 3 different trees. This one for my TRX. This is strong enough to hold my weight. These are definitely a no-no because they're too weak. So yeah, that's the plan. Walk every other day, and days that I don't walk, I'll do some weight training at home. And see, there's this one, they taped it. And what else was I thinking? And eventually I'll start biking again. I just didn't want to rush into doing major movement. I'm gonna walk this way. The biking is not depend on how fast I push myself on the bike, but I thought of walking to be the basic of cardio instead of the biking. I didn't want, once I start using equipment, I become, it's not obsessed. It's like there's a switch in my mind that just click, and I become too, I don't know, how do you call it? The word I'm looking for is not obsessed. I become competitive or anything like that. I just push myself to do more. So I didn't want to start with any equipment. Biking will be the equipment. So I would have been pushing myself too much. So that's why I started with the walking. And maybe in next week or whenever I feel like I should start pushing myself a little bit more, then for cardio I'll bike over here, go around the neighborhood and stuff like that. But other than that, the walking is enough to get blood flow, to get the muscles to stimulate. So that should be enough. And there's Statue of Liberty over there. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. I'm probably gonna post it like this without any editing. And the quarantine have taught us many things, things we take for granted. Well, at least for me, I never took that for granted, like walking. I prefer walking than driving. If I'm gonna go somewhere that's I'm not gonna carry a heavy load, I don't mind the walking. So this was not a big deal, but I did miss it, being at home, doing nothing. So the plan again is to, I think I'm gonna repeat myself, walk every other day, do some sort of weight training at home, start very basic. Even when I was, as I'm talking about the weight training, even when I was doing the weight training at home, that video I think I already edited and uploaded, is that I don't have that many weights at home. I have some maybe 1 or 2 pounders, a 15. These are the ones that I bought, 15 pounder and a 30 pound. So the plan was, when I was doing the weight training at home, the 15 was to do shoulder press, some flies, and some other things. And the 30 pound, let me cross to here, the 30 pound was for me to do I think bench press, because I've done 35 pound bench press in the gym, and shrugs and things like that. For those bigger muscle group, I'll be using the 30 pound. I was supposed to use the 30 pound. Then when I started setting up, and I picked the 15 pound, I was like, oh shit, that shit is heavy. So my body was already what's the term when it's not used to it anymore? The something, I can't think of the word. So I couldn't lift the 15 pound to do the basic movement that I normally do. So what I ended up doing, what did I do? I have the video up, but I didn't even bother with the 30 pound. I was like, I'm not gonna hurt myself. I wasn't that much of a need to do it. It was just a way to do something. So I left the 30 pound and I only used the 15 pound to do almost everything. And then afterward I was sore. And I think I didn't do another exercise about 2 weeks later, and my body got even worse. And then I didn't do anything at all until 2 weeks ago. I decided to take a walk. Man, let's look. The air is crisp. You can see through all the way to Manhattan without any pollution at all. I did a video a couple of days ago when I came. I think it was Saturday. I was talking about that. Let me. Very clear. No pollution, no fog, nothing to disrupt the view at all. Breathtaking. I'm one of those. I come here almost every time I come here, I take the same pictures. So I'm gonna try not to take any pictures, but the video. Alright, so let me continue my walking.